Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine, and I have a chalk drawing to share with you today. I'm using this book called In Search of the Northern Lights by Elizabeth and Izzy Roosh and illustrated by Cedar Lee as inspiration for today's chalk drawing. We are doing a little Alaska and Arctic unit study, and we're going to be drawing the Northern Lights, and I'm using a couple of images from this book as inspiration. I didn't want to just do any one particular one because I like trees on two different pages and I like the sky from two different pages. So we're going to have a little bit of fun here with my Sargent Art square chalk pastels. I'm also working on a 2 by 3 foot chalkboard. You can find these chalkboards at Waldorf Supplies, Paper, Scissors, Stone. And I really like these chalkboards, and you're going to see how wonderfully they perform in a little bit when I start blending colors. Now, I have multiple chalkboards from Waldorf Supplies, and I really like the new ones that they have now because the texture is wonderful. They blend really well with the chalks that I'm using. I also have a large chalkboard that I have mounted in my homeschool room, and that is a slate chalkboard, and over the years that hasn't held up so well with the colored chalk, and so I'm really happy to be able to use these ones as well. I have since repainted my main chalkboard, but I like having these smaller chalkboards so that we can have a lot more smaller chalk drawings for our units and our main lesson blocks. So I'm giving everything just a blue background, and I'm just using my fingers in order to blend it. And you can see how well it blends where the color just comes together rather than just comes off, because that is a problem with some chalkboards when they're not such good quality. If you try to blend, all you're doing is just erasing the chalk. So this is an amazing chalkboard if you want to start blending colors. I am using chalk pastels, which means that the colors are going to be richer than other chalks. I do really love having these rich colors come through, but you're also going to have great success with any chalks that you use. So I'm going to have a row of these trees in the back. I'm not sure whether they are spruce or fir. I don't know my trees very well, but I also wanted some of these taller trees on the edge of my chalk drawing. Maybe they are birch trees. I'm sorry that I don't know the trees better for the areas in the north and Alaska. I do know those 3 trees are prominent, at least in the areas that we visited, because we went up there recently, and this has inspired this whole unit. And so that's why I'm doing a little miniature unit on Alaska and the Arctic, which doesn't have quite as many activities and projects as some of my other units, but it is rich in books, so I encourage you to check out the complete unit. You can find more information at the blog post that accompanies this video. That link is down in the description box below. So I went ahead and I added some gray and some white to the tops of those trees so that it kind of makes it look like a winter scene, even though the images in the book make it look like a summer scene. So I imagine that seeing the Northern Lights is a little bit easier, or actually a lot easier in the winter time. So I kind of changed this image kind of midway and started to add white to make it look as though there is snow on the trees, and I tried to make snow on the ground, but I don't want to make it completely a white image because then that's not as interesting as far as the color is for me. So I did go ahead and keep some of those trees and the grass green. I did add a few stars up in the night sky, and then I just used green and this kind of lavender pink in order to illustrate the Northern Lights. And then I do use some black in order to bring out some details in the trees. I thought that would look good in the sky. It does not, so I go back over with some white in order to kind of blend out that black that I added to the sky. So this is the final look for our chalk drawing. I really like it. I love all the colors, and it works just right for this unit. I have it displayed along with our books in our homeschool room. Here's one more look at that book that I used as inspiration for this chalk drawing. It is In Search of the Northern Lights by Elizabeth and Izzy Roosh, and it is illustrated by Cedar Lee. I love the colors in these images. It's such a beautiful inspiration for this chalk drawing. Don't forget to check out the blog post that accompanies this video for more information on the books that I've used in the projects that we've done for this unit study. You can find that link down in the description box below. If you'd like to see some of the other videos and tutorials for our Alaska unit, you can tap on the screen right now. If you'd like to see how we're homeschooling on a daily basis, you can find me on Instagram at Pepper and Pine.